In a time long forgotten, a lone traveler wandered through the deserts of ancient Mesopotamia. Tired and hopeless, he stumbled upon a cave hidden in the mountains. With the faint light of his torch flickering, he ventured inside, unaware of the secrets waiting to be revealed. As he stepped further into the abyss, the ground trembled beneath him. Suddenly, the darkness was filled with the glow of countless eyes. Thousands of serpents surrounded him, but instead of attacking, they parted. From the shadows emerged a figure, half woman, half serpent. Her skin shimmered like scales, her eyes ancient and wise. She was Shahmeran, queen of the serpents, guardian of the forgotten mysteries of the earth and stars.
Fear not,
She whispered,
for you have entered the realm of knowledge older than time itself.
This is the myth of Shahmaran, the serpent queen of Anatolia. But her story may not be confined to the land of Mesopotamia only. Across the world, deep within the Amazonian forest, shamans tell of another serpent, a cosmic serpent, encountered during powerful ayahuasca ceremonies. Could it be that these two serpents, separated by thousands of years and miles, are more connected than we actually realize? Could they represent the same ancient knowledge passed down through the ages, hidden in the human consciousness? Hi everyone, I'm Batuhan Bintas. I am an independent researcher, AI animator, and a DMT volunteer at Imperial College of London's Psychedelic Studies. Over the past years, I've been giving numerous talks at events like Boom Festival in Portugal, Glastonbury in the UK, Occulture Conference in Berlin, Ozora Festival in Hungary, Breaking Convention in the UK, and South by Southwest London. I am currently hosting online DMT Entities Webinars, and I will be sharing more information about them at the end of this video. This video is part of the DMT Entities series. Each video will be exploring a different entity that people report experiencing under the influence of DMT. In today's video, we will be exploring the Cosmic Serpent archetype, a DMT entity encountered by Amazonian shamans and people that drink ayahuasca, and we will be looking at how this entity has echoes all around the world, specifically looking at the Anatolian region where I come from. In my region, we have a myth of a half woman, half serpent called Şahmeran. She is the guardian of knowledge and a healer like the Cosmic Serpent. Today's video, we will be looking at how these two serpents could be the same mythological character echoing across different continents and time. Why don't we jump right into the heart of the mystery? Come on, let's go. In the depths of the Amazonian jungle, shamans have been practicing one of the world's oldest continuous spiritual traditions, drinking a sacred brew called ayahuasca. This brew is made from two separate plants, ayahuasca wine and the chacruna leaves. Individually, neither plant is psychoactive, but when combined, something literally extraordinary happens. Chacruna plant contains N,N-dimethyltryptamine, also known as DMT, a molecule also found naturally in human body and many other living beings on our planet. When we take DMT orally, it is not active because we have an enzyme in our stomach called monoamine oxidase. One of its roles is to break down DMT so it doesn't reach our brain. But somehow ayahuasca shamans found a way to stop this enzyme's activity. Ayahuasca wine contains monoamine oxidase inhibitor, which inhibits these enzymes and allows the DMT from chacruna plants to be absorbed by the body. And that's when the visions begin. Across countless testimonies, shamans and practitioners of ayahuasca tradition report meeting with a powerful feminine entity, a vast intelligent serpent known as the Cosmic Serpent. She is described as both a teacher and a healer, revealing the interconnectedness of life, death, and the cosmos. What's really fascinating is that how consistent the serpent imagery is. She is nurturing yet powerful and often described the spirit of ayahuasca. Shamans even say that it was the spirit of ayahuasca that initially guided them to find the specific plants, chacruna and ayahuasca wine, to combine and create the ayahuasca brew. What's also really fascinating is that this serpent isn't only found in the Amazonian jungle. It's a global archetype. Across the world, many cultures have used serpents to symbolize the healing powers of nature and also the guardians of the sacred knowledge. This is an image that echoes through the myths of Quetzalcoatl in Mesoamerica, the Nagas of Indian mythology, the serpent from the Garden of Eden, and right at the heart of Anatolia, the land where I come from, she has another name. We call her Şahmeran. Now let's travel to Anatolia and Mesopotamian region of our planet. This land holds a striking ancient legend, Şahmeran, the half-woman, half-serpent, queen of serpents. Şahmeran's image still adorns the land of Anatolia and Mesopotamia. In her hometown Mardin, she's always woven into art, into textiles, to metal plates, to street art. Şahmeran can be seen everywhere in Mardin. And just in the Amazon, Anatolia and Mesopotamia also hold a powerful plant ally, Peganum harmala, also known as the Syrian rue. For centuries, Anatolian shamans burned Syrian rue in ceremonies, even in today's as an incense, as a protection, and as a bridge between the physical world and the spirit world. What most people don't know is that Syrian rue contains natural MAO inhibitors, the same type of compounds that make ayahuasca brew active. In traditional Anatolian rituals, Syrian rue was used to cleanse the space, ward off evil. It is still part of the Turkish and Mesopotamian culture. We either hang this on our walls in Turkey or we use the Syrian rue and burn it and then sage the room to cleanse it from negative spirits and negative energies. It is a bit like the Palo Santo, you know, the one that you burn and then smudge to your place. If you go to Mardin, if you go to anywhere in Turkey, you will see these artworks that are made with Syrian rue. In fact, I'm gonna show you this artwork. Every single bead here, these are Syrian rue. So these beads that come from the Syrian rue plant, and then they then put them together and create, and it is almost like the dream catcher of Anatolia. So when you're in Anatolia, a lot of homes still today choose to hang this on their wall to protect themselves from the negative spirits and negative energies. So that's a very deeply rooted shamanic belief that comes from the original Turks. We used to be shamans before Islam. But what's really interesting is that among all the plants, Anatolian shamans happen to choose the one that contains monoamine oxidase inhibitor. So this brings us to the next fascinating hypothesis and a question. If Amazonian shamans discovered ayahuasca by combining a DMT plant with an MAOI plant, could Anatolian and Mesopotamian shamans have done something very similar? The story of Anatolian and Mesopotamian shamanism doesn't just end with Syrian rue. Beneath this ancient land, we find traces of powerful psychoactive plants and their use cases. Like for example, at Ankara Museum of Anatolian Civilizations, archaeologists uncovered mushroom-shaped sculptures and goddess figures. These seem like they're silent witness to ancient mushroom ritual that could have potentially taken place in the ancient land of Anatolia. Now let's go to Egypt and Middle East. Both in Egyptian civilization and by tribes from pre-Islamic world of Middle East, the tree of life in both cultures were depicted as an acacia tree. An acacia tree contains high amounts of dimethyltryptamine. Since we're in Middle East, let's look at another story, the burning bush of Prophet Moses. In this event, Moses sees God for the first time in the smoke that is coming from a burning bush. When we look at the Mount Horeb, where this event took place, the plantation of the area is acacia tree. Since shamans have been using Syrian rue in their day-to-day lives in both Anatolia and Mesopotamia, together with Syrian rue's MAI properties, these plants, acacia tree or the mushrooms, may have formed a proto-ayahuasca, a unique Anatolian and Mesopotamian path into visionary realms. The active compound in psychedelic mushrooms is psilocybin, which is structurally related to N,N-dimethyltryptamine, DMT. Psilocybin differs from DMT by a few oxygen-containing groups. For this reason, some researchers suggest that psilocybin is an orally active version of dimethyltryptamine. When psilocybin enters our body, it is broken down into psilocin, which is only one oxygen molecule away from DMT's molecular structure. In modern times, some psychonauts, those astronauts that explore the psychedelic realms with psychedelics, use Syrian rue. They combine Syrian rue with psilocybin-containing mushrooms and create a blend often called as Ayahuasca. By inhibiting MAO enzymes, Syrian rue alters and often prolongs or intensifies the effects of psilocybin coming from magic mushrooms. Similarly, many combined Syrian rue with acacia contain high amounts of dimethyltryptamine, DMT. This creates a mixture reminiscent of traditional ayahuasca brews. Given the abundance of both Syrian rue in Anatolia and Mesopotamia and DMT containing acacia species and the mushrooms in the region, it's strikingly curious that ancient shamans or mystics may have experimented with such plant combinations. They may have accessed altered states of consciousness, encountering recurring visionary motifs and entities similar to those described in other cultures worldwide. Now, the next question: are these the only hints of a shared shamanic culture across the world, or are there more evidence getting unearthed in the region of Anatolia and Mesopotamia? Surprisingly, the myth of Shahmaran doesn't emerge in a vacuum. Shahmeran comes from the same land that gave us two of the most extraordinary archaeological discoveries in human history: Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe. Both of these archaeological sites are changing the course of human history. Both are dating back more than 11,000 years. These sites are covered in serpent carvings and reliefs. Specifically at Karahan Tepe, a human-headed serpent figure emerges from the stone walls, eerily similar to Şahmeran's half-human, half-serpent form.
It's a very powerful face.
It's a human head
Carved
carved
out of bedrock.
and looks to the entrance.
Yes, the eyes are turned that way. Quite imposing.
Looks like the snake head.
Yeah, yeah.
It behaves like a snake,
Yes.
I would say.
The human-headed snake.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a kind of unique discovery.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
These carvings reveal how central the serpent archetype was to early Anatolian and Mesopotamian spiritual and shamanic lifestyle. And as Graham Hancock highlighted in his documentary Ancient Apocalypse's first season, these sites may hold the keys to understanding the earliest shamanic rituals in human history. Now the question is, could Şahmeran be an otherworldly being that is experienced by many across millennia and across different continents? Now the question is, could it be that ancient Anatolian and Mesopotamian shamans encountered a being very similar to the Cosmic Serpent seen in Amazonian shamanic traditions through their use of combining Syrian rue with local psychoactive plants? While we lack hard archaeological proof for this hypothesis, the presence of serpent symbolism in the region, psychoactive plant use, and Syrian rue in Anatolia and Mesopotamia provides strong circumstantial evidence that these shamans may have accessed similar spiritual realms, possibly giving rise to the legend of Şahmeran, the Serpent Queen of Anatolia and Mesopotamia. Two different cultures separated by distance and time, yet both discovered MAOI containing plants. Both potentially created rituals that induce altered states of consciousness, and both encountered a powerful feminine serpent entity. Now, is this just a coincidence? Now, all these things that are parallel between Amazonian shamanism and Anatolian Mesopotamian shamanism, are they all just coincidence? Or could it be that Cosmic Serpent, Şahmeran, are some of the DMT entities that are accessed and experienced under the influence of this interdimensional key that we call as DMT, and opens the door for us to step into another parallel dimension. It sounds very crazy when we think about this because we live in a very materialistic society that is backed up by science, right? Now we're gonna go to Imperial College of London, where scientific research is investigating the DMT experience, where I volunteered as a DMT volunteer, received intravenous DMT injection, and our brains were scanned to see the effects of dimethyltryptamine on human consciousness. Today, finally, these otherworldly dimensions are not just explored by shamans. At Imperial College of London, at the heart of science, researchers are studying DMT and entity encounters under the influence of this magical molecule by using advanced brain imaging techniques like fMRI and EEG. Volunteers, including myself, are administered DMT infusions under the influence of DMT. Then the scientists studied what happens in the brain when the consciousness crosses the threshold into another world. Volunteers consistently report meeting intelligent entities. This is where it gets really crazy because every single volunteer, when under the influence of DMT, when they come back from the experience, they report seeing otherworldly intelligent entities like serpents, machine elves, cosmic beings. We will be exploring every single one of them. Stay tuned. Now the question is, are these beings are real or external entities? Or are they just manifestations of deep structures of the human mind, potentially part of collective imagination and collective unconscious, like Carl Jung would put it? We don't have all the answers, but science is finally taking these experiences seriously, bridging ancient shamanic knowledge with modern neuroscience. It is just awesome to live in a time where science is finally getting interested in what the mystics, religions, and spiritual teachings have been talking for centuries. What we have actually missed was that both science and religion's spiritual teachings, they actually explored the same thing from different angles. Whilst we were fighting to prove which one was right, instead today we are now putting all the practices together to explore the deep mysteries of the universe. We don't know why we are here, right? We have no idea. What we know is that exploring DMT will get us one step closer to understand the mysteries of consciousness and the meaning of life. From ayahuasca's ayahuasca wine to Pegonum harmala, Syrian rue of Mesopotamia and Anatolia, from Cosmic Serpent to Şahmeran, Serpent has guided humanity's mystical imagination for thousands of years. It may be a myth, it may be a metaphor, or it may be something far stranger, a doorway to the hidden architecture of consciousness. This was the first chapter of my DMT Entities series. Next one will be about the machine elves, also known as the cosmic elves, one of the most commonly reported DMT entities. Machine elves were talked a lot by incredible psychedelic philosopher Terence McKenna. And in the next episode, I will take you on a journey about the stories about the machine elves and their echo all across the world, across the traditions, across religions and spiritual teachings. If you want to go deeper into learning dimethyltryptamine and its mysterious world around it, you can join my new upcoming online DMT Entities talk, where we will explore from the molecular mysteries of DMT to its role in the human body, in the plant world, in the shamanic world, in the ancient cultures. We will go everywhere. We will be looking at every single DMT entity that people have been reporting encountering and their echoes across multiple different cultures. I will also have some sacred guests joining us from across various different practices. So stay tuned. If you don't want to miss this, there's a link in this video where you can sign up for DMT Entities online course. These are my design t-shirts, by the way. They're showing the early depictions of the original sin. It's based on a Christian iconography from a church in France.
Wow, look at that!
Go ahead, take a bite.
It must be incredible!
If you want these t-shirts, there will be a link for that. I first of all would like to thank Graham Hancock and his incredible family for giving me the space to share the DMT entities on their channel. I would like to thank Santa Faya, Graham Hancock's wife, for sharing with me incredible images from Amazonian jungle to Göbekli Tepe. It was quite emotional actually, because some of those images were the actual images that I saw for the first time when I got into exploring these worlds like 10-15 years ago. So thank you, Santa. That was a very emotional journey for me. And I specifically thank all the people, all the shamans, all the scientists that have inspired me. Let's ride on, explore the mysterious and fun worlds of dimethyltryptamine. Now, as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section. I'm especially very curious about your experiences. Have you met the serpent beings or any other DMT entities? And if so, would you like to share your experience? I'm collecting DMT entity encounters trip reports from people like yourself. We're part of a couple of academic research in this field, and if you have an incredible DMT entity encounter or any DMT experience that you would like to share, please get my contact from this video and get in touch with us. We would love to hear what you've gone through and include it in our multiple academic researches. Now, what do you think about the Cosmic Serpent or Şahmeran, the serpent entity that gives people the fruit from the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden, helps us gain consciousness, gives us access to the altered states, otherworldly realms, and heals us? What's your thoughts about this entity? And I'll see you at the next episode, perhaps before, at the DMT Entities online call. I'll see you on the other side.